Hi everybody, I love the anti-work movement. I already did a video covering some of my favorite stories and stuff I've seen on the anti-work subreddit. I've always had some unjustifiable hatred towards people that I work for. Now that I'm looking at all the different stories that show up on that subreddit, I kind of feel like it's built in me, like it was already put into my DNA, and I always looked at my boss as some sort of antagonist that really is kind of screwing me. And look, I guess it's a bit of a generalization, but employers are basically trying to screw you out of time and then paying you less than you pretty much deserve, pretty much almost all the time. That's how I guess business people and owners and people who run businesses, that's how they make money. You can't fault them for that. They're fucking, they can do whatever they want, you know? But because they can do whatever they want, they're pieces of shit. So here are some other things that I found on the subreddit that I want to showcase and think is really fun and interesting. And this one is called, "If you have the chance, take a shit at work." Whenever I feel like taking a shit, I just go there and do it. There's nothing better than taking a shit at the company's expense, getting paid to take a shit. If you do it every day, by the end of the year, you will be paid hundreds of dollars to just take a shit. Nice. Yeah, I've done that a lot, but I've always had to take a shit, but I've always made that shit break a lot longer. Luckily, I work for a lot of people who aren't micromanagers. They're they kind of trusted us, and you know, they still underpaid us, but they kind of expected the work to be done, but they didn't really bother to come in and make sure we're doing the work, because by the end of the day, if your work isn't done, you know, you get canned, right? So I take that opportunity to sit on the can. So basically, from Monday to Friday, I'd probably spend I don't know, a couple hours on the toilet. It's pretty fucking amazing, actually. You think about it. Surprised that employers don't have fucking cameras just above the stall to make sure you're shitting, you know? I've heard stories of bosses making sure there's actual shit in the toilets. Oh god, that is my favorite thing to do. Also, sometimes the boss wouldn't even be there, you know? So I would go, I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go take a shit now," and I would just leave the building, pretty much. Look, I'm not like that anymore. That was back then. That was the old me, you know? So if I'm ever working for somebody else, just know I'm not like that anymore. Whatever. I do think people need breaks, and a lot of times you gotta schedule in your break, and I think that's insane. If you gotta take a break, you gotta take a break. You can't be on the computer typing away for 8 hours a day without a goddamn break. There's a lunch break, but you're not paid for that break. The whole idea of it's lunchtime, you're not paid for lunchtime. You're not able to do the thing you want to do. It's not actually your own time. You're still forced to be, unless you live right above where you work. It's fucking bullshit. You should be paid for lunchtime. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I got a lot of videos up on here, way more to come. This one's called "My Boss Exploded." After the third person quit in a span of 2 weeks due to overwork and short-staffed issues, he slammed his office door and told us to gather around. He went in the most boomerific rank possible. I could only paraphrase. "Well, Mike is out. Great. Just goes to show nobody actually wants to get off their ass and work these days. Life isn't easy, and people like him need to understand that. He wanted weekends off, knowing damn well we are understaffed. He claimed it was family issues or whatever. I don't believe the guy. Just hire a sitter. Thanks for everything y'all do. You guys are the only hope for this generation." We all looked around, and another guy quit 2 hours later. These employers, they think their whole workplace, their culture that they created, the place where the work is being done is our lives. I work freelance for a couple of different companies, and a lot of them, because of Omicron, are kind of slowing down the work that I get, and a lot of people are looking for new jobs. The reason why I like working with these people is that I made it clear that I'm not interested in any of this work culture bullshit. I don't want to come in the office. I don't want to make friends with the people I work with. I'm a friendly guy, but I don't want to be friends with anyone I work with, because I'm being paid to stay in the thing and then leaving the thing after when it's done, right? And so I'm afraid that when I have to get another job, a higher paying job, that part of it is I have to come into these places and live in the world of whoever this fucking employer is. They create these environments that are manifested from their own desires. So I had this one I didn't work in the office for him, but I saw him on Instagram and Facebook, and he's like this, he loves influencers. He wants to make his work environment all like influencery and cool, and everything is being shot, and they do like behind the scenes things of like how their office works and shit, and it just looks like fucking hell being forced to live in this fucking showboating world. It's funny because like the guy said this is like the most boomerific rant. This is like the new generation's version of being boomerific, is like work culture, and fucking the boss buys like a paddleboard and like, see, we're all cool here. Dude, I'm not here to be cool. I'm here to work and then have my own fucking life after work. I like this one. I've been taking job interviews with no intention of getting the job to rip companies about their pay and culture. This person has taken upon themselves to apply to a bunch of companies and basically just shit on their culture. I love this. This guy's like Batman. One way I've been trying to help this cause is I have taken about 5 job interviews, hopefully more, targeting low pay entry level jobs that want several years of experience and other ridiculous requirements. It's been a fun experience so far. I'll share some of my highlights below. Dude, I worked, there's so many fucking shitty places that I've applied for that, look, I have like a certain rate that I do like video editing for, and a few of these places have said like, yeah, sure, we'll pay you this, but we need like to make sure you're good enough to like do the job, so we'll pay you a certain amount and then pay you more like later on. And I've been like naive enough at the time to accept this and never have, like, anytime I'd ask for any raise, I would never get it. And so it kind of like put me in a position where it would be really uncomfortable. So basically, like, next time I apply for any other jobs, I got to fucking stick my heels into the dirt. So this person says, I like to drag the interview along and show genuine interest, even seemingly like a great sucker that just got hooked on the line. When I felt satisfied, I would throw a curveball and say, everything sounds great, but I'd be taking a pay decrease with your company. There's no way I could feed my family, even myself, on that kind of money. One place I interviewed for said, we need you to come in at least one Saturday a month. It will probably be twice a month during busy seasons. It was fun, slightly giggling and explaining that I work 40 hours and I'm done. I don't live to work. And this person says, we're looking for a team player. We're like a family here. Almost every place said this, and when I would question why they would pay minimum wage to their family, it's funny to watch them get all flustered. When interviews wrapped up and I would make the walk of shame out, I would blatantly lie, loudly talk about the higher wages the boss offered because of their need for workers. I really hope some employees heard it and had a chat with the boss about wages. I'm sure most interviewers just wrote me off and thought of me as a dick for wasting their time. I was, but I hope at least one of them thought of me when considering the expectations of current workers and hopefully new hires in the future. One thing I hope people finally figure out is that you shouldn't ever sacrifice anything for any boss, any work culture. Literally, you're only working for money. You're not working for the person. The person doesn't care about you unless you're working at some, like, I don't even know what. It doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, nobody gives a shit. Anyway, thank you guys so much. This is a short little video. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. See ya.